Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast for Magic Hour Outdoors with Matt, John, and Adam.
What's up?
So I guess the first thing we're going to be talking about is Johnny Boy's SIKA trip.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And he was the only one that went because
Somebody.
Couldn't get out of work.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, yeah, I went to Maryland for a week, Dorchester County. It is freaking beautiful down there.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
The first morning, so I planned on hunting Thursday night because I went Thursday and I came home Wednesday. But by the time I got the tent set up and everything, it was too late to get out there because it was like an hour drive to Blackwater. So I went Friday morning. I got there, two other guys. They were going to the left, I was going into the right, in this one unit. And I had seen two hinds crossing the road in the morning. But I was sitting in the parking lot and I could hear them bugling. It was pretty sweet. So I go in there and they were bugling like 80 yards away from me in the morning. It was bugle after bugle. So it was sweet. I was sitting there for like an hour. Used the saddle for the first time out there. And heard something like splash behind me in the flooded timber. And it's this little stag. His spikes were like 3 inches. And I was like, I don't really want to use
Trophy stag.
I don't really want to use my stag tag on this little guy.
That's a good rhyme to it.
Turns out you should have used it.
I should have. So by the time I decided, because he had walked like 10 yards next to me, by the time I was like, you know what? You might as well take him. And I was getting my bow. He had scurried off, gone into the frag, and I was like, well, damn. But yeah, that night I had seen two hinds that couldn't give me a shot. The whole trip, I never got a shot off on any, but I saw SIKA every day except for the last day. And Friday when I was leaving Blackwater, I don't think I told you this.
Yeah, you almost hit one.
Yeah, maybe I didn't tell you this. I was driving home from Blackwater, and I turned off the road that the unit was on, and I'm driving down the main road. And I looked down at my phone for 1 second because my phone call failed. I was like, why'd that fail? And I looked up, and like 30 yards in front of me, there was a giant 6-point stag. I almost smoked that thing with the truck. It was a great trip. I want to go back next year. It was fun, but
yeah, I'd probably be down. Once I get an actual bow, we'll get more into that
later.
Yeah.
Exciting news.
I haven't had a compound since like my junior bow, so I'm trying to upgrade.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big boy upgrade.
I used the crossbow the past couple years, and then mostly just shotgun and rifle when that happened. I didn't even really go out nearly as much as this past season. I went out so much this season, so it paid off, as you'll hear.
Yeah.
And you guys will see a new video coming soon. So
it's just going up.
So speaking of getting stuff with the crossbow, Addy boy.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
Yeah. Not back here.
Well, we're not going to talk about the crossbow one first. We're going to talk about the other night when me and John tried to get a video.
We went out. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were sitting there.
Double stand.
We were in a double stand, just buddy, as you kind of have to, because that's the only stand that we could really film in.
Yeah.
And we didn't really see much all day. We bumped 3 coming in.
Yeah, 3.
And then it started to get like really dark.
But hold on, before that, what about the deer we saw coming in? Why did they spook off, Matt? Was it because you tried to grab a cookie out of your backpack and they saw you?
You know what?
Actually, I didn't hear that part.
Oh, we let that part out of detail.
Okay, so these does were coming in, and I see
Matt's hungry on the walk in. Of course, he's hungry.
They bumped out. They were coming right to us, and they left because Matt was standing up trying to get a cookie out of his backpack.
It fell to the very bottom. It started crumbling. I had to grab what I could.
So they spooked off, and then back to you. It got dark.
So then it got real dark. Well, it was still shooting light. It wasn't completely dark yet. And John's sitting there, and I just see white out of the corner of my eye. And I stood there and I saw it. It was a doe coming in. And I'm like, John, right there. He's like, where? I'm like, John. And at this point, it was legit like maybe 5 yards.
That's how late you saw it. It snuck up.
Yeah, it was like 5 yards. I'm like, John. I'm like, John, right next to you. He's like, I don't see it. I'm like, just sit down. And it was coming in towards us, but then it saw us a little bit. And it started walking into the woods, the wooded part that was next to the stand. But unfortunately, it was too dark in the wooded part that once it turned completely broadside and John was on it and was like, shoot it, I couldn't find it in my pins because I was using the white on it as markings. So he's like, why didn't you shoot it? I'm like, I couldn't see a single thing. So then, yeah. So then about 2 days later, I come back out. I sit in the double again. A mama and her 2 babies come in. And she was at 30. I thought she was at 20. And because I ranged and I guess my laser must have hit a stick or something. Mm-hmm. And I thought she was at 20, so I set my single pin to 20. And I shot right under this thing. Like, missed it by a mile. So I went down, got my air just to double check, because it's always good to double check, make sure you didn't hit anything.
Yeah, you don't call it flush or something.
Yeah, and then, so, nothing on that arrow. And then, maybe, Adam, what would you say, like 15 minutes? Adam was hunting in his stand when I was out. Maybe like 15 minutes later, another doe came in behind me. And I went to go shoot her. And I hit her. She looked like she was hit good. But we went down. We couldn't find any blood. We saw a little bit of hair. We walked around for probably about a half hour, 45 minutes. Nothing. We just gave up, come back in the morning. Came back in the morning. She was probably maybe 50 yards from the stand, dead.
Yep.
But it was too hot that night, and she was a little bloated. She was a little.
What happened there, Matt? Well, you thought you smoked her.
Yeah, I thought I smoked her
back shoulder.
Yeah.
Instead of her front shoulder.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened with that one. So anyways, after that I was like,
unfortunately, we found that deer and she was spoiled. So we let nature take its course.
Yeah,
it happens.
Fed the foxes,
but it's all good. Private property.
Yep.
You know, low management.
Yep. So then I went to Walmart and bought a ground blind because I was like, all right, I'm done using the compound. Like, that just ruined it for me right then and there. I don't like making bad shots. No one ever does. And so I bought a little $50 ground blind from Walmart. And I was going to hunt that day. And I was going to hunt in it that day. And so I set it up. Didn't work. Nothing worked out that day. So then I came back with the crossbow. And we were sitting there.
The reason he didn't sit in it is because his bow was too big. Because the blind was so small, it was like this little fucking. Like,
it's a
single person blind. He couldn't even draw his bow back.
It's the doghouse.
So I told him to go in the double stand.
No, it's called the Rhino.
He sat in the double stand and didn't say anything.
and didn't say anything. And then it was, I forget what day it was exactly, but we came back out, and I was sitting. I went back with my crossbow and was sitting in the ground, but I'm like, screw it, have the crossbow mine as well. I was sitting for maybe 25 minutes, and the mama and her 2 babies came in. I had the fawn right in front of me, so I clicked the safety off my crossbow because the mama was about to walk in front, and she was smart old doe, and she picked me off like I was standing there in neon yellow, and she took off. So then we were just sitting there later that day. I want to say at least 5. A group of 5 doe came walking in. And none of them saw me. They were all standing in front of me probably about 30 yards. So I just picked the biggest one. And ended up smoking her right through her shoulder. She was kind of quartering to me, so I just sent it right through her shoulder. Got double lung. She didn't go 50 yards and toppled over. So then that was a fun night. Then we got lost in the woods trying to get out, but...
So, Kratzer, where did you set this blind up?
Oh yeah, I set it directly below John's saddle stand because he hasn't been hunting, and there's been deer there because he's been sending his trail camera pictures, and so I decided I was just gonna set my ground blind up right under his blind.
Jumped right in there and stole one out.
Yep.
And didn't give us any deer sticks.
Nope.
No deer sticks.
And then all I could think about was the part from Dire Wimpy Kid. Don't call me. Don't come by my house. We're done.
Yeah,
that's all I could think of.
But I only made the generous offer if anyone wanted to sit in the ground blind, they could.
And you took it from me. I was gonna sit there, and he took it. He took it.
Well, I need it. So that was my story, my day. It's up on Instagram, Magic Hour Outdoors on Instagram. If you're not following, do so.
We had some other success.
Yeah.
A little bit ago.
Quite a few.
We had pheasant opened up here in PA.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's our big. Well, that's my big thing. But I drug along these two. They weren't gonna go at first. They did.
I was gonna go for like a month.
I know, Nat was at all in. He went last time during the season last year, like mid-year, and John went out. It's been a little while, right? You went.
I went one time, like years and years ago.
Yeah, but we ended up doing pretty good. Got 3 roosters, right? Yeah, 3. Matt got 2. I got 1. So.
Yep.
Ended up being a pretty good day. John flubbed the 1 shot.
I flubbed 2.
Well, you took 2 shots at it.
Did you take 1 or 2?
There was 2 birds.
Shot another bird too.
There was the one that it kicked up behind me. I shot and missed, and it flew in front of Matt, and then Matt smoked it. And then there was another one that kicked in front of me that I tailed it.
Yeah,
and it
I do remember
it.
Flew
right down in front of. I couldn't shoot again because it went right down in front of Matt and Adam's dad. And I don't want to shoot that way. Yeah, it was like
right at the end of the push. It like flew out across one of the cuts, the opening paths, and he took 1 shot, and I definitely saw like it like move or duck.
There was feathers.
It was like legit. It was really cool because it was like right over my.
Yeah.
Because we were safe enough away, but like it was like right in front of me, so I saw you hit it, but none of us shot because me and Adam's dad were standing right on top of each other.
Basically, it was right at the end and went straight away from John, so he just shot.
Yeah, it kicked right in front of me.
Unfortunately.
But there was a lot of action that day though.
Yeah, there was a lot of shooting. Dude, remember that one that flew when we were pushing that bottom section? That one flew out in the corner, and there was like 20 shots.
Oh my
god! The one flew across the whole field and literally got shot at like artillery guns were shooting at it. Like
everyone unloaded on that.
And it literally made it. It survived.
It sounded like Normandy Beach, and it took over those trees, and it was gone.
It was up there. Once it got up there, everybody was shooting at it, but
they were sky blasting, but.
Still, literally, it actually, like, no exaggeration, was like 20 shots.
It was a lot,
Because I guess in the morning...
it was pretty crowded.
Yeah, and people walk to the back of the field, which is pretty smart because everyone's going to push the birds to you.
Yep.
Yeah, you go to the
And
edges.
they had apparently, like, a big line of people at the end.
There was like 8 guys sitting in that corner. It was a lot.
Once you got to the end of the field, there was like people just standing there. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple...
Yeah, these damn pheasants.
There was a couple Russian guys, but they were.
John's Russian.
Yeah,
They were pretty annoying though because of the fact
because they're Russian.
No. Everyone was walking front to back in the field as you normally would.
Yeah.
They decide to come and walk.
Yeah. At that point, remember they were crossing.
Yeah, they crossed in front of everybody because
they
came left to right. Everyone's going front to back. They came left to right, and we're just walking through everybody. They clearly see that we're pushing
through in one direction, and they just went completely cut straight across our push.
Yeah, like right in front of us.
Makes no sense. And then finally we kind of walked faster, and they realized but they stood right there getting ready to push and then pushed. Right
if they would have went to our left, it would have been like
they were gonna push. If we didn't kind of almost act like we were trying to get out of the way, they probably would have pushed right in front of us. So good safety course.
Don't do that
for them.
Yeah, don't.
It seems like
don't be those guys. Don't walk left or right in a field. Everyone's walking front to back.
Speaking of things not to do when you're hunting, I was hunting. I had a rutcation. We'll get that later. But I'm hunting, and it is an hour before last shooting light, and I hear something crunching behind me. So I'm like, hell yeah. I turn, and it's some dude with an orange hat. He's got his arrows in his backpack, like Robin Hood. He's got one knocked, and he's walking through, and he's like looking around, like he didn't do any scouting. He's trying to find a spot to sit. He's 40 yards. I whistled at him the entire time. I was just... just whistling at him super loud.
I thought it was a bird.
And he crosses the creek 20 yards in front of me. And I'm whistling at him the entire time. He finally gets across and he starts looking around. And I'm still whistling and he kind of looks in my direction. And I wave at him. He turns and just starts shaking his head. Don't shake your head at me. You walked in on me. So PSA, do not walk into game lands an hour before shooting light. Stop.
The worst part is those are the people that end up shooting stuff.
Yeah,
somehow.
they just get fucking lucky. It's annoying.
Yeah, I don't
like. I see posts people are like stalk this deer. Like, how the fuck are you stalking a buck? Like
in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, this ain't the Midwest. Like, I know it's been done numerous times. People can do it.
Even that is just tough.
I've stalked does.
Stalking is like elk. That's the only thing I really.
Mule deer.
Yeah,
mountain
goat.
But they're also shooting with rifles. Like, I feel like you have to be so lucky to get in bow range, and there's like big ass bushes, like, and like they can't see you, and then you kind of sneak up on them.
Yeah.
And they lay down and then they stand up, and it is cool though. That'd be pretty cool to do. Oh, that's another. Well, I have another topic we can talk about later. So.
We got plenty of time. We've been doing a bunch of pheasant hunting. Matt got a little extra something for pheasant.
Yeah, I decided to bite the bullet and get myself an over-under. I've wanted one for probably 2 years, even before I was pheasant hunting, just because they're a cool gun to have.
Yeah.
Like, they're just such an iconic gun, and I finally found one and bought it. Yeah. The first time I took it out wasn't the greatest.
No, and it was like literally the perfect.
Yeah, I got a little
flushes.
I got a little excited.
Sure. Well, a couple unlucky flushes, but.
Yeah, I got a little excited and was premature on the trigger pulling.
Oh, a little premature.
So only had a good day though. So we had 3 good points.
Yeah.
Three flushes, 2 birds on the ground.
I usually get like 1 bird in the beginning of the season, and then the rest of the season I miss every single shot somehow.
You get 1 bird per season, so you better make it. You always just take yours opening day and call it a season.
I just save them for everybody else, you know. Like, I don't want to go in there and just kill the population completely off.
You're a real team player. You know
I know. I get mine the first day, and I'm like, you know what? You guys have the rest of the season.
Yes, this is all yours.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically guided Matt through the field with his new shotgun, and he still couldn't pull it off. So.
Well, you know,
well,
it happens. We're not pointing fingers here.
Somebody else got a new shotgun.
He's like, I could see it. Yeah, I did tonight.
Yeah.
Literally tonight.
Oh, yeah.
As we're speaking.
Like an hour ago.
I bought John's used side-by-side. What's it called again?
It's a Charles Harvin.
Charles Harvin. Not a lot of information, so. But it's a cool gun, and I shot it tonight, and it's nice. So. Been looking to get one, too. A big small game guy, so it's pretty nice.
Small game guy.
Speaking of new stuff.
Oh, here we go. This is the juicy topic. This is the juicy topic.
Let's start from the beginning, all right?
First of all,
Hoyt.
who
You
wants what?
Yes. Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Hoyt came out with 2 new bows, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
What are they called?
RX-8.
And the Alpha X.
Yeah.
All right, so they came out with 2 new bows. I guess I didn't look at them. I guess they're nice.
They look the exact.
Alpha X is dope.
The Alpha X looks different.
The RX-8 carbon
looks
the
same.
Kind of weird, and it looks like bulky.
It looks the same as the RX-7 in my opinion, with slight changes.
If you're familiar with the line.
I was gonna look at them, and then Adam had said in the group
The
chat
Alpha
that
X
it was
is
$2,000.
Well, yeah, the RX-8 is because it's carbon, but the aluminum one starts at like the Matthews. We'll get to that.
13.
It's like 13. That's like pretty much what you're gonna pay for a bow that style.
Just still suck.
No, I mean it looks pretty. I'm definitely gonna. So speaking of that, I want to shoot them both.
Yes.
I want to get a new compound, as I was talking about at the beginning, but I'm definitely torn between which one I want. But I know Matthews is like the big name, but Hoyt's also up there, so I'm not gonna let them out to dry. I'm gonna give them a try and check them out. But I definitely want to shoot them, so that'll probably happen pretty soon in the off season.
Yeah, and then Matthews yesterday.
Matthews just dropped.
Yep.
Hoyt dropped 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Matthews just dropped the Matthews lift.
Yesterday,
right?
Yep.
They dropped only 1 bow, but this thing is pretty sweet looking.
Yeah, they dropped the lift 29.5. That's something new we've seen.
Yeah,
they have 2 sizes. But.
Yeah, it's 29.5 and 33. I don't know. I was watching videos, but I don't know the exact sign, why they did 0.5. I don't understand.
They might have just worked out better with casting or something like that.
Yeah, that's just they had the Phase 4 29 and the
V3X.
The V3X was 29 and 33. That's why I don't know if there's a particular reason as to why they did
the. Phase 4 was just 29, right?
It was 29 and 33. But now it's just 29.5 and 33. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. They
changed some stuff around, like some of the technology on it. So maybe they.
I think you know what I think it might have to do because they changed their cam system. It might be because of the new cam.
Because they're up higher. They sit on top of the or on top of the limb.
That might be. That might be where the 0.5 is coming from because of the cam system.
Now, are they measuring when they do that?
They're measuring axle to axle.
Axle to axle?
Yeah. They measure axle to axle. That's why I think.
So the cam sits on the axle, which is like right on top of the.
And also, if you notice between the Matthews Phase 4 29 and the Matthews Lift 29.5, the limbs aren't as curved when it's not drawn back. No. The Phase 4 limbs are basically like a banana.
Yeah, they cut it.
But the 29.5, they still are. Yeah. But they're not as much, and I think that's where the 0.5 comes in.
The Lift also has a big top riser. Like it has
a bigger top riser
than a lower riser. Yeah, it's just a different look, but it's pretty cool. And the cams are really big.
And they just switched up their.
Well, apparently, it's a new cam system, new limb system,
new string system. They got away from the zebra strings.
Okay.
They say all that stuff, a lot of advertising stuff to blow it out of the water, but it does look pretty good. So I think. Sounds like Matt's going maybe this weekend to pick one up.
Yeah, I'm
planning. If they have the camo he wants.
I'm planning on going up Saturday, shooting it. I should like it because I liked the Phase 4 when I shot it. I just didn't end up buying one.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go shoot it. If they have the camo they told me they had when I called them when they got them in, highly doubt it's still gonna be there. But it's the mossy oak bottomlands with black limbs.
Oh, so sick.
I know.
I love bottomlands.
I highly doubt they're gonna have that. But if they do, that's what I'm buying. If not, I'm gonna order. I'm torn on colors though. That's gonna be my hardest decision because I was thinking all black. They have new colors now, which like they fade into. There's earth to black, there's ambush green to black, and then there's one more. I don't know what the other color is, but it's like a tan.
Granite to.
Yeah, granite to black.
Granite to black. Yeah.
I really like the granite to black or the earth to black, but the only thing is you can buy the bow with my biggest thing what I wanted was for it to have a granite top limb and a black bottom limb because it fades together. But if you go to actually custom order it, you can't do it. But on Matthew's website as just a stock color, you can buy that, but you can't customize the bow. So it's gonna just be whatever you see on that bow is what you're gonna get, which if I'm spending that money, I'm gonna want to be exactly how I want it. So that's not a bad thing. But they are also claiming it is their new fastest. Yep. Because the Phase 4 shoots anywhere from 290. I on notice because I was looking at it last night. 296 to 305, and the new one. I've seen it max
348.
Yeah, I've seen it max out is 350 is the max it's going to go to, which I'm curious to see.
Feet per second. Yeah, that's crazy.
I've seen some videos of it so far. I was watching Chris B's video that he just did. That thing's quick. It was wow. It's going to be amazing.
Sounds like you're buying one.
Oh, I'm gonna buy one. I have no self-control.
Yeah, I'm torn, but the Matthews does look pretty sweet, and Matthews is Matthews. So.
Join the cult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know though. The Alpha X looks pretty nice. I don't know.
The Alpha X does look really nice.
But I don't think John really didn't look at it, so maybe John will look at it and actually give his opinion.
No, that's a Hoyt. I don't like Hoyts.
So are you getting the new Matthews? I know you. You just bought.
You can't say that to him. That's crazy.
You just
this
bought.
Kid just got the
Phase 4 like what? 2 months ago?
It was. It was over summer. Waited. It was like July
or
August.
You ordered it over summer, yeah.
Yeah, it was. No, I had it in August.
Yeah, now they came out with the brand new one.
I do want the new one, but I don't know if I can justify this one. I could justify the last. Well, not really, but I did it.
See, but here's one thing I noticed though, and saw this in one of the other videos. Matthews tends to every 5 years have the same exact platform style of bows.
Yeah.
And the Lift came out, and this is going to be the first year of it. The Phase 4, the V3X, they all look the same because that's Matthews' platform, and they typically keep them for 5 years. This would have been the 6th year, so they transferred it and gave a whole new design to it. So if you do want it and you just bought a new bow, wait a year or two, it's going to look the exact same.
Yeah, but then I won't. So, okay, if next year they come out with a bow and they call it the Elevate. I don't want the Lift. I want the Elevate.
Well, yeah, but it's gonna look the exact same as the Lift does now.
I don't know.
Supposedly, from their tracker.
When I bought the Phase 4, I was like, "This is great. I'm spending all this money, and this bow's gonna last me 10 years." And now I'm like, "Well, hold on a minute."
Yeah, and they do this every year.
I know.
But I was looking at the thing. At Weak Neck, you could trade, like, one of the only places you could trade a bow in towards a new bow.
Do they take trade-ins?
Yeah.
I thought they didn't.
So, I definitely think you could probably get a lot of money still for that.
Yeah, no,
if they're going to rip you off, obviously,
they will.
Then just try to sell it in your own.
But, I don't know. I think...
Well, hell, I might see my archery shop take a trade-in, and then Bowtech might be taking a walk on me Saturday.
There you go. I think I'm going to keep my Phase 4. I like it. Plus, if I buy the Lift, then I'll need new stabilizer and a new...
Why's that?
It doesn't
quiver, because it won't match. I'm going to get a different color.
Oh, yeah, true. Oh,
they'll work, but they just won't match.
I was going to say, it's bridge lock. It should work.
Yeah, but it won't... My bow now is granite. It looks sick, but if I get the new one, I'm going to get it all bottomland, and it won't match, so I have to... I mean, come on, man.
See,
you think I'm not going to have a matchy bow? I know,
but my biggest thing, I have a thing for yellow strings.
Yeah.
Yellow strings just look nice. But, like, if I get a bottomlands one, you can't do bottomlands with yellow strings.
No,
it's just going to look stupid. And, I don't know. But I'm really excited to try their new match strings. Because apparently they're revolutionary, and it's their first step. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know our bow shops are getting them in this week.
Yeah, Weak Neck said that they had them.
Did they?
The Weak Neck.
Yeah.
Or,
and that's
2
hours away.
It's not 2 hours. I looked. It's not. It's
if they have
50 minutes.
It's 50 minutes.
Then they're definitely gonna get the Matthews soon because the Hoyts came out like a week ago.
See, but I didn't see any. They didn't put them out yet. They're waiting because when I was talking to the guy at Weak Neck, he said they're gonna put all the last year model out on sale before putting on the new bows out. So if you really like a bow from last year, now's your time to do.
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, if you guys are looking to get a new bow,
Jesus,
that chair is not great.
Squeaky.
If you guys are looking to get new bows, I mean, the Phase 4s are plenty good, and I'm sure they still got a couple V3Xs maybe. If they got a V3X,
they'll have significant price drops come Christmas.
That's gonna be cheap. Yeah, dude. If you get that on a Black Friday sale. You could walk out of with a V3X brand new for probably $600.
Yeah, I'm seeing V3Xs right now going for $800, $700, $600 fully kitted out. Just people trading them in for the brand new ones, and they're like, it's a used bow. You can't sell it for the grand you can a brand new one.
Yeah, and it's. I mean,
I kind of want the new one.
Well, if anyone wants the new one, it's the new one. Why not? But like,
I mean, if you can afford to get the new one, get the new one. I'm just saying, like, if you were if you wanted a flagship bow and you were balling on a budget, like now Black Friday, like now is the time. Get an old, like get a V3X, get a Phase 4, get whatever junk Hoyt sold last year, and then just buy it cheap.
PSE's bow is pretty ugly this year.
Yeah, it's like solid.
It's just one. Have you seen it?
Yeah, you sent that in the chat.
It's just one. Like, it's literally one solid riser. Like it is. Yeah. It is pretty.
There's no webbing. There's like.
I thought it looked cool when I saw it in person because the camo was cool. It was a desert tan with digital camo lens. I'm like, that looks pretty cool. Yeah. And then the more and more I look at it, in pictures, I'm just like, I don't like that at all. Because it's the Mach 34, and then it's the Carbon Elevate, I think is what it's called.
I had a PSE. My last bow was a PSE Brute
NXT.
Dad still has the same bow. We had the same bows for a year. I didn't like it.
I had a PSE Fever 1 as my first bow. Then I bought a 2021 Bowtech Carbon Zion, which, nothing against Bowtech. I like what they do with their let off. There's damn near there's like no poundage on the let off, but for me it just wasn't a shootable bow. I don't like it. I always had issues with it. You
don't like that.
I just don't like it. I can't stay consistent. Now, even if I'm like I was shooting last year, I was shooting every day for 3 months, And there would always just be a time where I would drop it for a day or two and go back to shooting it, and I was right back to where I started before I was even shooting. I just couldn't keep consistent with it, and I don't know.
Sounds like you just suck.
Well, that too.
Was the target? Was it like a red target and there was like bushes behind it?
Yeah.
You were losing the target in the bush.
No, but I don't know. Just for me, it just wasn't. And it honestly seems like, 'cause I had to have it fixed twice already, and it hasn't changed. My draw length. It just shortens up on itself. I've never heard of it happening.
Shortens?
I have to have it fixed twice already.
I could see
and every time I go, they measure the exact same thing. It should be set to that, and I draw it back, and it's like because I use a thumb release, and my hand would be up here when it's supposed to be back here.
Matt's shooting like 10 feet over here.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've heard of it getting a little longer if you get like a brand new bow, because once the strings loosen up a little bit, you know what I mean, like they stretch just a little bit. But it might be enough to throw you off.
Mm-hmm.
Shorten. That's weird.
I don't know what it was.
You think them bow gremlins are going in and cutting your strings?
Probably.
Hunters going in at night.
Yeah, hunters going in messing you up.
No, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. And also, I just don't like the look of it. That's like another big factor. It's a single limb. I thought it was like, oh, that's pretty cool when I first saw it. Because it was, Bowtech made the first single limb, like new in quite some time, because everyone stayed away because of the vibration. It had no vibration at all. It's a good bow. It doesn't suit me.
That'll sell it to you.
Yeah,
but you best be quick, because it's Wednesday. He's trying to sell it on Saturday, and by the time this gets uploaded, it'll probably be Saturday. So
hopefully they let me keep it until I have to like fully pay off the bow.
I don't know about that.
Probably.
I had to trade mine in the day I like deposited my.
I don't care. I got a crossbow. All right.
That's true.
If I need to get out late season.
I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing I do is shoot a doe. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got a doe tag.
Yeah, I got one doe tag left for down here. I got one tag left for the mountains, so maybe next weekend get a doe tag down for the mountains.
Yeah, I got a doe tag for my mountain.
I still got my buck tag because I'm not good at this, but you know.
Hey, got a doe.
Yeah, so I missed
Phase 4
opening day.
It's the Phase 4. That's what it is.
And you know what?
It's a bad luck.
Smell the money.
You know what's really ironic?
They smell the money. They're like, oh, this poor kid.
Money.
He's like, he bought that bow. He has no money to get me butchered.
Yeah, he's like, I'm safe. So, opening day archery down here, I missed a doe. And then, like, what was it, like 2 to 3 weeks ago? No, like probably like a month ago. Those 2 does came out, right, 10 yards to me, last light. Oof. I drew back, and she spooked. She wasn't even looking at me. I don't know how she saw me, but whatever. So, but I was at like half draw, and she had gone like 30 yards into the brush, but she was coming back out. So I finished drawing back. She came out, and she was walking down this little trail that I had ranged in the morning at 22 yards. So I was like, cool. My pin's set at 20. Meh. She stopped. Let her have it. Watch that arrow, because I got the Luminox. Watch that arrow sail right under her belly, and she just ran away. Then her fawn took off with her. I was like,
that's always the worst when the fawn even runs.
Yep. I was like, son of a bitch. So I was like, all right. Got down, grabbed my arrow, went back. Well, but before I got down, I had ranged where she was standing, and it was 32 yards, and I was like, yeah, that'll do it. So
my math wasn't mathing.
So I was in a slump. But then I took a rotation. I was off November 7th, 8th, and 9th. November 7th, I was sitting. It was cold. I was about to get down. It was like 10-ish, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get down at 10:30. Just do 30 more minutes, and then get down. At like 10:05, probably like 10:10. I hear stuff behind me, and I look, and there's a little doe on the other side of this rock wall. So I start the GoPro. I'm like, cool. And I hear something big crunching towards me. I can't see her. So I was like, oh, is that the big boy? It was not. It was just this big. It was this big doe, and I was like, all right, well, this is my buck spot. I'm not going to shoot one. So I'm filming her on my phone. I'm filming her on the GoPro, and she keeps like looking up at me, like she knows something's up, and she spooked up, ran like 10 yards away, and was like circling back. She just kept looking at me, and I was like, "Oh, honey, you are not gonna get a chance to blow at me." So she kept looking away. She was scratching herself. So I turned, picked up the bow.
Were you in your saddle?
No, I was in my stand. So I was sitting there. I had the bow. She started coming towards this tree I got a mock scrape at. I had the Heated Hunts Bucktella out there.
Oh, here we go.
And use code Magic Hours, and you can get money off your order. So she starts coming in that, and she stops with her head right behind this big oak. So I draw back, move my face mask down, stand up. She walks down to that tree, stops 15 yards. Boom, double lung. She ran off. There's a whole video.
Yards?
She went 95 yards. How the hell did she run 95 yards?
Holy!
And it was like, dude, it was perfect double lung.
What broadheads do you use?
G5 Montex.
That'll do it.
That'll do it right there.
Yep.
Mixed blades.
Mechanical.
Hey,
Don't start this argument.
But I'm happy with it. She's a big gal. I got my meat back the other day, and I got 24 pounds of ground meat, 11 bags of steaks, and
she was a big girl.
The
meat back.
Yeah, I got my meat back, and she was big.
She took his meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little to-go snack.
Yeah, it's just a to-go snack. That big ass meat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She was a hell of a drag out of there.
Oh, that's what I can talk about that too.
Yeah, she was happy to get her down. I really didn't see shit the rest of my rutcation. It was horrible. I blame Adam, honestly.
Yep.
Because he should have been driving deer instead of working, but whatever.
Yeah, and then I ended up shooting my own.
Yeah. Get into that, buddy.
So, basically, oh jeez. It was this past weekend, this past Saturday. I can't remember what day it was.
It was
it was the 11th. So I got in about 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Got in. That was probably the earliest I've got in since after daylight savings, because now it gets dark so early and it sucks. Getting home from work just doesn't work out all the time. So I ended up being able to get in Saturday pretty early. I sat for 2 hours till like 4:30, and it was just quiet, and I was like, dang, I'm probably not gonna see anything. Like, it was just quiet in the woods. It was nice in the woods, but you know, like when it's that quiet, it's either you see something or it's just dead. And the majority of the time, it's just dead.
When you don't even hear a squirrel, you know something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
It was like that. But then it started to like get a little more lively. Like squirrels and stuff started showing up, like on and off. It was a little windy at some points, but for the most part, it was so quiet. And then I think right around 5 o'clock hit, I started hearing like steady footsteps almost. Like you could tell distinctively that it wasn't a squirrel. It was a bigger animal. Like it was like crunch, like, you know, like you could tell. Anyways, I'm like looking behind me over my left shoulder. I'm like with my back to my house, so you'll see in the video, but the back of me is basically to my house. I'm facing down into my property, into my woods, and I'm looking to the left. I don't hear anything, but it sounds like it's right behind me, like, and I didn't see anything. So that brings me to where it came from. I think it came directly from behind me, and then I looked over my right shoulder, and I think it came directly from behind me and walked to the right towards my trail into the woods. So as soon as I looked over the right shoulder, I finally saw it, like, coming across behind a tree, and it came behind that tree, and yeah.
And
it came behind the tree, was rubbing his antlers around in the tree. Give it a little smell around.
I'm gonna quote from Adam. He hit him in the rear shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
Oh, he's gonna skip past that part though.
No, I'm not skipping past that. I didn't even get to the shot yet. I was gonna say it was walking. It was like waiting, like, well, it wasn't waiting, but I was waiting for it to walk into my sights, because the way I had my bow, I couldn't move it to the right anymore. So I had to actually wait for it to walk into my line of fire, but I guess I could have waited, like, in the video, you'll see it's coming up, but I have, like, a open area that it could have walked into, but I don't know. It just, I needed to make a decision, and I made the decision to shoot, and I shot, and right away I kind of didn't feel confident, so I wasn't 100% sure where I hit it, but I knew it was pretty, like, back, probably, which it happens, and it just all happened so fast, so, and I saw it run off and stand on the trail about 50 yards away, flicking its tail. I hit it, definitely. I knew I hit it. And then all of a sudden it bedded down. I was like, shoot. Like, I definitely got shot at it. But, so I let it lay and went back that next day, and luckily I found it. So,
with the help of two awesome
it was
trackers.
definitely a gut shot. But there was some blood, maybe. I don't know. I feel like it would have went farther if it was that bad of a gut shot, so I probably hit some kind of vital. And
I think you hit liver.
It was definitely quartering away a little. Not a lot of blood, but it did not go far at all. That was part of the reason I let it sit. I got, like, that helped, I think. If I would have pushed it, it definitely would have been hard to find.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the video showed better, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a video coming.
Finally got my buck.
There's a video coming, might be up by the time this is up, of Adam's buck. There's a video of my doe.
Hopefully we'll have some pheasant coming up. We haven't had really any successful video pheasant hunts.
The one day I didn't have my camera with me, I shoot a doe. I had it every other time.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, I had my camera every other time, and I forgot it in my truck because I got to the blind and I was looking for it, didn't have it, and of course that's the day I shoot a doe. Another topic. I don't know if I told you guys. I'm gonna switch up what broadheads I'm using next year. No. I already bought them. I got the G5 dead meats.
The mechanicals.
Yeah, the 3-blade mechanical.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. They're pretty good. I wanted to get the mega meats. They're a bigger cut, but only thing I don't like about them for that, they're 125 grain.
Oh yes, you gotta like get new field points and sight back in.
And that was I mean.
Where the hell are you gonna get 125 grain field points?
Yeah, because I was like, oh look, like because I went to Cabela's.
You get inserts, they weigh.
Yeah,
because I went. You can get the weighted inserts.
I went to Cabela's and they had both of them, and I'm like, so what's like the difference? Because the price was the different. And I just thought maybe because it was a bigger cut, and I looked and it was 125 grain over 100 grain.
Yeah, like every broadhead should be 100. Because then when you start changing it,
I mean, I'm not trying to.
Unless there's a bunch of other broadheads that are 125, maybe they're
I'm not trying to name call, but every single Rage broadhead's 100 grain, no matter.
See, I like having like a.
The only mechanical I trust is Rage, so
I
never had a problem.
I don't anymore. I do not trust Rage anymore.
Why?
For like, if you're gonna shoot big game like elk or like. Not bear, but not black bear. Well, at least not PA black bear. Maybe like
those things
Canada.
Are the size of,
maybe like Canada black bear.
PA black bear are the
like
size of dogs.
Yeah, like 200 pounds. But
I mean, yes, I'm excited. Maybe I'll be able to try them late season. Maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a mechanical guy. I don't like.
If the bonuses start coming in from work, I can probably get my bow quicker.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen with me. Get a little bonus, get a little bow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bow bonus. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, I don't get bonuses. Because I'm not gonna go into it because they sometimes watch.
Is your company more of a we'll have a party instead of bonuses this year?
We almost hit the quota, but we threw everything out, so we didn't hit the quota. It's like, all right.
Oh lordy lord.
Whatever.
We'll get $1,000 worth of pizza for the whole job site.
Yeah, but nobody gets a penny.
Yeah, no one gets a single raise.
Say $100 a person. No, that would be way less than that, and that's unrealistic. So, okay.
Whatever.
This isn't work podcast. This is
work.
Yeah, don't like work. We should.
You can bleep that out.
If you guys
have to, because
if you guys can just start sending us money.
Yeah.
Just
kidding.
Okay. Every person who watches this, send us $1,000.
GoFundMe in the bio.
I am here for the monies.
Yo, Magic Hour Outdoors GoFundMe to send us on an elk hunt.
Yep, and we are never coming back.
I have.
Send us to Montana.
I have two. Technically, I have 2 disabilities. So.
Wyoming.
I do.
You have 3.
Well, what am I? What are all 3 of mine?
You're colorblind. You got Tourette's, and you have Down syndrome.
I'm Down
Well,
syndrome.
you act like it.
Don't sit and fucking laugh about a Pillsbury Doughboy. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Damn, Downies. Going to downtown.
He's more of an angry.
Alright.
He's an angry
Yeah,
elf.
well,
He's an angry elf.
Excuse me.
That's gonna have to get cut.
No, we're keeping that in. If you're offended, sucks. Don't be so offended over little
So
shit.
basically, what John's saying is, if you buy one of the Hoyts over the Matthews, just don't hunt.
Exactly, yeah, just
What
stop.
if I do?
Oh.
You're out. Sorry,
You're out,
boys.
see
This
ya.
is what I'll look like after I buy a Hoyt.
You're just missing the dick in the ass.
Like a monster.
Yeah.
It's like a spike.
You Hoyt guys or something else.
Nah. I'm gonna shoot them both because you can't just be that biased. And I'm new to bow hunting, like, compounds. So.
That's true. You still.
It's also a new year of bows, so we'll try them out. See how
Yeah,
they are.
I mean, every bow's gonna have a different feel. It's basic.
everybody
no matter-
says they're always the streamlined, same bow. They always advertise different shit, but they gotta change them somehow. Otherwise, they're never gonna keep selling.
And
If you do
honestly-
the same shit all the time, it's never gonna sell.
No worry about the brand. If it fits you the best, then
Yeah, whatever.
Buy it.
Look, if you're gay, you're gay, dude. Like, it's fine.
Come on,
Prime.
man. And if you like the most popular, then you can dick suck all you want.
Alright, whatever. Whatever. This guy coming out swinging. Go ahead, shoot your bear.
All right, fellas. We will probably have some more podcasts coming up in a few weeks or so. We got rifle season coming up. We got the bows we're gonna be getting coming up. We'll
Bear season?
Have bear. Yeah, bear is falling on rifle, but anyways,
more pheasant hunting.
hopefully we'll have some more stuff to talk about. And yeah, so it was good podcast. This is John, Adam, and Matt signing out for Magic Hour Outdoors. See you next time.
See you guys.
Peace.
See you.